feature at Flemington. The English sculptor Philip Blacker did such a great job. He captured her so brilliantly, didn't he? The three-time winner of the great race, the Melbourne Cup. The one and only Diva, as we're about to have a minute's silence for Her Majesty at Flemington today. So the jockeys, officials, trainers and the people at the fans at Flemington paying their respects for the passing of Her Majesty. Lizzie, as Richo, I'll come back to you. You've just been there for the minute's silence. Ollie's one shy of another all-time great in Roy Higgins when it comes to winning the Makybe Diva Stakes. That would have a lot of synergy about it, Ollie and Roy on the same page, wouldn't it?
And it means so much to Ollie as well, because Roy Higgins was his idol, and we remember the tears when we got to when Ollie went past Roy Higgins' Group 1 total, how emotional he was about that. We think about, I mean, the Craigley Stakes now, the Makybe Diva, it's only been a Group 1 in recent years, so Roy didn't have an opportunity to ride in it as a Group 1. It was a Group 2 back then, but Roy sits there with 6. And Ollie, he sits with 5, including 2 at Group 1 level, Faulkner and also Grunt. So Ollie striving for 6.
Good stuff, yeah. No, they're great names, aren't they? In fact, in many ways, Ollie's taken Roy's place in terms of being the cornerstone of jockeys over a 3-decade period, and Roy was all of that in the 60s and 70s and going through towards the 80s as well. It's the Makybe Diva Stakes. It's so well named, isn't it? Because she deserves absolutely a Group 1 race. 24 years of age. How's she going, Lizzie?
She's going very well. This is vision of her at home, and she's still got that will to win and will to gallop through the paddocks. This is absolutely incredible vision, Bruce.
Oh, look at her.
You love to see them so natural. You could even almost pop a saddle on her now at the grand old age of 24.
Don't you dare. She looks magnificent, doesn't she?
She really does. She carries a little bit of weight around the midsection, but who doesn't as they get older?
Well, you don't, but I might. Let's go back to Richo, because he's caught up with Mark Zara, the jockey of Iron Thunderstruck.
Group 1 winning jockey Mark Zara joins us on Thunderstruck. Looks an outstanding ride in our feature today.
Yeah, for sure. It was very good first up, so I'm looking forward to get back aboard him. What
are your tactics?
Look, obviously it's a small field, and no one wants to give too much away, but drawn 1, depending on the pace of the race, you know, if they're going steady, he'll be a bit closer, and if they go a bit quicker, he might be a pair further back, but I wouldn't envision I'd be too far away.
He's such a big boy, isn't he? So for drawing low, is trying to get him some fresh air and some free space the key?
Look, when you're drawing 1 of a field of 8, you can overthink it too much, and the last thing I want to do is been jump out the gates thinking about trying to get off the fence. If I've drawn 1, I'll leave him completely alone, and if I'm going good enough, I'll find room.
Okay, kiss on all 4 cheeks as well?
Yeah, a terrible barrier for her. She's going to need a lot of luck the way the race looks to set up.
Okay, so if we get that luck, how does the race pan out in your mind?
Yeah, look, it doesn't look, the speed's drawn in, and they look to get a pretty cheap lead, so she's a horse you can't push to be in a spot, but I don't want to drag her back either, so hopefully I'm not 10 wide, but if I can fit in somewhere 5th, 6th, that'll be ideal.
Spring preview, mate. You're looking fit.
Always, mate.
Good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Good on you, Mark, with Richo there. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens after this with him. So Faulkner and Fields of Omar are here today. So Faulkner won this race, and then, of course, a Caulfield Cup and a Sofitel, and Fields of Omar with all that Cox Plate. He's 25, Fields of Omar, and Faulkner's 15. You used to ride this bloke, Fields of Omar, didn't you?
Yeah, he's probably, well, he is the reason why I ended up staying in Australia when he won his first Cox Plate. That was a tremendous feeling, and I've been searching for it ever since.
Oh, boy, isn't that gorgeous to have that connection? Richo, let's start with Dino, and a lot of our selections, and I'm thunderstruck.
Should be really hard to beat. We heard from Mark Zara. The tactics from the inside barrier are going to be interesting. He's a big boy that loves a bit of room, but I think Mark will get it right. He's the one they all have to beat. An eye-catching run in the Memsie. He never lets you down.
Cascadian's got better with age.
He has got better with age. He never glows in the coat. I mean, he's glowing, but he's never got that sort of really silky, smooth coat. I saw him first up when he ran in the Memsie. He paraded on that occasion in nice enough style with a bit of improvement still to come. But that first up run was excellent. He didn't have a great deal of luck, so taking a bit of luck into the equation, hopefully he can run well.
Regal Power's an outstanding miler, Richo.
Yeah, that's why he's my roughie today, because I think he's at the right trip. Damien Oliver jumps back on board. His win in the Kingston Town was exceptional. 1,600 metres, second up from a spell. To take a power of beating, I think he's over the odds still at that price. Now, the way most of the speed maps have, Alligator Blood just rolling forward and being awfully hard to catch. Tim Clark loves to ride him that way. They'll definitely go forward. If he can drop the tempo out in the race, he's the one they've got to get past. He looks a treat. 1,600 metres is a tick.
New colours for a couple of these horses, including Mo'unga, we're getting used to. So good last year in this race. Are you worried about the first upper?
Look, I thought he actually ran quite well first up. It was a sit and sprint contest. He didn't wind up as well as he has done previously, but you've got to judge him on this performance. Flemington's certainly going to suit him, and Jamie knows him well. Non-conformist, second in the Caulfield Cup, second in the Might and Power, but you would think this is a stepping stone, wouldn't you? Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's races that are going to get over further that will be better for this galloper, but he does look well going to post.
I'm surprised, Richo, that Western Empire is so much shorter than Regal Power. They're both outstanding horses from the same stable.
Couldn't agree with you more, Bruce, and the reason why we believe that is you go back and look at the railway when Western Empire won with a lightweight, breathtaking win, then went to Weight for Age, same weight as Regal Power effectively, and Regal Power was too good. Can't believe that this horse is half the price of the other. Both live chances, though.
And of course, She's Ideal's been sold as a broodmare eventually. She was second in the Chipping Norton over 1,600 earlier this year, Group 1 mile.
Yeah, it's just a case of whether she's come back. We've seen a few mares return who have been sold at the end of their last preparation, and for me it's just to see whether they can perform throughout this prep and whether she's not sort of rushed off to stud. But she does look rather well, and those colours are certainly prominent in this race today.
They certainly are, the Jerry Harvey colours. And let's go to PointsBet. We go back a bit, Dean. This does remind me a bit of those old-fashioned Weight for Age tactical type races.
Yeah, it certainly does, Bruce, and that's what the small fields were about, and riders like Roy Higgins and Pat Hyland were just masters at getting those tactics right, and we'll see it in the next few minutes with Timmy Clark trying to rate the race for Alligator Blood's advantage and maybe to disadvantage I'm Thunderstruck. I don't think he will ultimately. I think I'm Thunderstruck can win.
Daisy, a market mover?
I'm Thunderstruck is the market mover, the biggest go of the day here at PointsBet. I'm Thunderstruck will be your market mover, rock solid 260. The punters having plenty of it.
Final word, Richo?
I'm Thunderstruck, the one to beat, and Regal Power over the odds with Ollie looking for 6.
Final, Lizzie?
I'm with Alligator Blood. I thought his run first up was excellent, and I'm expecting Tim to take the bull by the horns and put him right on the speed.
Matt Hill's going to enjoy this. They're beautiful races to call.
Ran so well in the race last year. They're set in the 1,600 metres. Gates are back and away. I'm Thunderstruck, Alligator Blood. Both jumped well, but the Alligator's going forward to the lead. Out wide, Nonconformist and also Mo'unga Show Pace, and Western Empire is also in the top 4. I'm Thunderstruck back to 5th. They were followed by Regal Power. 2 lengths away, She's Ideal. And last of all is Cascadian. 1,200 to go. Alligator Blood looks to slow it up. led by 3/4 of a length to Nonconformist. Western Empire reefing, and then came I'm Thunderstruck. And next in the field, settling down into stride, is Regal Power, a length and a quarter off the favourite, and tracking Mo'unga. 2 lengths to She's Ideal and Cascadian last. 900 metres to go. Alligator Blood, it's even, led by a half length Nonconformist. A length and a quarter Western Empire Mo'unga. A length and a quarter I'm Thunderstruck, and then came Regal Power. Cascadian the outside of She's Ideal at the end. Alligator Blood with a cheap split here. Comes up towards the corner. Led Nonconformist at the 600 metres. A length and a quarter Mo'unga about to peel 3 wide. Western Empire needing some luck. Regal Power behind those horses. They were followed by I'm Thunderstruck, Cascadian and She's Ideal. 450 metres to go. Alligator Blood is the first to straighten. Clicks up and kicks away. 2.5 lengths in front of Western Empire. I'm Thunderstruck darting through over on the far side. Then came Mo'unga and Cascadian down the outer. Alligator Blood, 150 metres to go. 2 lengths in front. I'm Thunderstruck needing to get there. Alligator Blood tiring. I'm Thunderstruck over the top. Rumbling hard. And got up. I'm Thunderstruck, I reckon, just beaten Alligator Blood in a beauty. Third in the race, Mo'unga, followed by Cascadian, and behind them Nonconformist. Then Western Empire, Regal Power, and She's Ideal. It's a photo finish.
How good was that? How... a contender or two. What a race.
Thunderstruck, but when we go back and look at this race in years to come, we will never see a better Group 1 rider, albeit in a small field, than Mark Zahra there. He put on an absolute clinic because he had a big boy that likes some room, yet he drew barrier number 1 and he looked to see if he could get out. Damien Oliver looped around him at about the 800 metre mark and put him back in a pocket. Mark took his medicine. He finally got him out, and didn't the big boy bound when asked for the ultimate effort. A thrilling Makybe Diva.
And I'm not sure that Alligator Blood was actually weakening, and that makes I'm Thunderstruck even a better run, wasn't it? It was a beauty. Mo'unga was good. He ticks a box today. He's maybe not quite at these two horses' level, and Cascadian does what he often does.
Yeah,
runs
maybe
well.
he just didn't have that turn of foot over the last little bit that I'm Thunderstruck and Alligator Blood was able to do. But I think he'll get better as the preparation extends. But Alligator Blood was excellent, but I'm Thunderstruck, he was just too good and just at the right time.
Well, Tim Clark must have been thinking, I'm home, but home he was not quite. He wasn't the only one. What a race, the Makybe Diva. The Run to the Rose is not all that far away.